Two, one. What is up, everybody? So good to be back. So good to be back. So good to be back. Hold on, do I have an echo? Good to be back. Do I have a bit of an echo? Hold on, do I have an echo? Good to be back. Hold on, there's an echo. Hooray. Hooray, of course there needs to be an echo. There is an echo. Hooray. Hooray, of course there needs to be an echo. There is an echo. Hooray. Hooray, of course there needs to be an echo. Desktop audio settings. Properties. Default. Desktop audio settings. Okay, stop. Properties. Default. Just do something else. Speakers, codec. There we go. Audio should be fixed. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Saturday Night Tech, where we're here to talk about a whole bunch of awesome tech stuff. Thanks for coming. I am the Everyday Dad. I'm super excited to have everybody here, as we definitely missed out on everybody last week when we had to take a break. So, you know, thanks for coming. Excited to have you here. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff we're going to talk about today. Normally I'm joined here by, you know, right here would be the Everyday Wife. However, the Everyday Wife is currently, at a conference. She's not here to be able to help today, so you are here with me by ourselves. So we're gonna have a great time. We've got our caffeine ready to go, and let's get started. So today on the channel we're gonna have 51 drones join us here in just a minute. Though I'm confused how we're gonna get that to work now that my audio. Oh, that's the reason why. Okay, hold on. There. Oh, okay. Okay, I think we figured it out. I think we figured it out what was going on with the audio. Now that it's like muted or whatever. Hold on one second. We should have the desktop audio fixed now. Okay, desktop audio should be fixed when 51 drones comes. He will be good. Normally, you know, we would not be having these issues. But thanks again, everybody, for coming out. And I've got some notes so that I don't forget to talk about stuff. Also, so normally you'd be able to shoot your comments over to the Everyday Wife under the channel of Wonder Wife, but leave your channel. I've got the chat up over here. I'm going to try to monitor it the whole time. I've got Bill Utah, Mark Nichols, Zach Vance, Sean Page. Hey, I see 51 drones is here already. Normally you'd be able to shoot your questions that way to the Wonder Wife. I'd be able to answer you since it's just me. If you'd like to get your question across to me, you know, you can always send us a super chat, and super chats of $6 or more get you your own, you know, postcard magnet combo that you can have for yourself, and it would be really awesome. And they're really good. And if you have one from a previous show that we didn't send out because the last 2 weeks have been crazy, just shoot me a tweet or something and I will get it to you. So, first things first, I want to mention, so we're only going to be streaming on YouTube for another 2 weeks. We're going to do this show and then the next show next week, and then we will not be streaming on YouTube anymore. Rosh Jeremy, thanks for subscribing to the channel. That's a new feature that we got going on. But we will not be streaming on YouTube anymore. We're going to move the stream to Twitch. We're still going to record it. It's still going to get uploaded and moved to YouTube. So if you just have no desire to ever go to Twitch, you'll still be able to see it like I'm recording this episode right now. But in the future, in 3 weeks, we will not be live on YouTube. I think Twitch gives us more like tools, and it gives us more control over the chat. It lets me have administrators instead of just moderators. So when people go crazy in the chat, I've got a little more control over it. The moderators have a little more control over it. There's other ways that you can interact with the channel through Twitch, which I think is way better. We'll lose some functionality, and you'll lose like the notification on YouTube. But I've actually been streaming on Twitch for the last week and a half, just as like a fun stream after the video's released. So if you want to check out the Twitch channel, you can see it in the description below. It's twitch.tv/TedTech. Eventually it'll get changed to the Everyday Dad, but you can only change it so often. So just so everybody's aware, the stream will, it still will end up on YouTube, but we will not be live on YouTube. Book 130, I wanted to ask, does it really matter digital stabilization like the Yeelight camera? Because I think Mobius 2 is good, but without digital stabilization, what do I think of the Yeelight and the Mobius 2? I don't know anything about the Mobius 2, but I really like the Yeelight. So, now that we've had a chance to chat, we will, we'll talk a little bit more about Twitch and Twitter and streaming. And so the long story short, if you want to see like what the future of the channel is, you want to be able to interact with me more, follow me on Twitch and follow me on Twitter. Those are where I spend the majority of my time these days. Bill Utah can definitely attest to that because we chat all the time. Thomas Garrett does too, but he's not going to be able to make it tonight. And giveaways. So we haven't done a giveaway here in a hot minute. So we're gonna start doing some giveaways. I've got just a stack of stuff that we're gonna do. So pay attention to the channel as we go forward. I've got the OXO V50 action camera we'll give away. We've got an Unce angle Bluetooth speaker we'll give away. We've got an Unreal dash cam that we will give away. So just follow me on Twitter, and you can figure out how to enter those. And then the giveaway will be, we'll do them over a couple of weeks, but they will be done on Twitch. Okay, so now you've heard me blabber on about, exciting stuff that I was hoping to get out last week, but we didn't get it out last week. Let's go ahead and reach out to 51 Drones. Let's see if we can get some chatting going on up in here. We did practice this beforehand, so it should be working. It should be working. You guys can enjoy the music while we're waiting. Okay, hey, hold on. Let me get you there so everybody can see you. What's up, man? Welcome to the channel to 51 Drones.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Ooh, we got to pull your audio down a little bit. Okay. No, that's definitely my fault. So, hey, welcome everybody to 51 Drones. If you have not had a chance to check out his channel, he's a fantastic guy. I love everything about his channel. So thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, man. I love everything about your channel, too.
Well, hey, I really appreciate it. So just as like a quick introduction, what would you say, like, what's the thing that got you into tech? Like, what's the purpose of your channel, I guess, is the way I'd say it.
Well, I guess the reason that I started the channel was to kind of have like almost like a drone diary for myself. And, I didn't have really a desire to build a big YouTube channel. My goal was just to kind of document as I learned how to fly the Mavic Pro. I started shopping for a drone back in probably the summer of last year, and well, actually a year and a half ago. And it came down to like the Mavic Pro looked like the ultimate drone, so I bought the drone, and then I started recording myself as I was learning how to do it. And people started to subscribe to the channel, and that took off, and I realized that, hey, maybe I could do something with this. So,
well, awesome. So how long have you been doing YouTube?
It was a year. Let's see, February 28th of 2017 was my first video.
Awesome. That's awesome. So you've been doing YouTube since you just said, but like, what is one piece of advice that if somebody out here in the audience If somebody out here in the audience wanted to like start their own YouTube channel or they wanted to get into drones, what's something that you would recommend to them?
Well, the first thing I would say is watch The Everyday Dad and watch 51 Drones, but but I would say watch as many channels as you can, kind of see how other people do it, and then go from there. That's kind of what I did. I didn't know anything about having a YouTube channel, plus I didn't know anything about drones either, and so I just started watching a whole bunch of people and kind of how they did things, and then I watched other creators to show me how to do a lot of the video editing stuff, because I didn't really know how to do much editing with video per se. I did family videos and things like that. And so, I'm pretty much self-taught, and I just watched as much as I could. I know a little bit about photography. I've been kind of a hobbyist photographer for 20 years, but
awesome.
The video part of it and the editing part, I never really knew much of. So, yeah. So I just watched as much YouTube as I could. So
it definitely, once you start, like make something that everybody may not realize, but once you start making YouTube videos, like YouTube kind of like, you're like, oh, I got to check out all these other videos, and you just start falling down the rabbit hole of watching YouTube, and then it's great. No, it's been a great time for me too, and like you said, editing. I don't think anybody quite expects like how intense editing is until you sit down and you're like, well, I want to make this YouTube video, but I stutter a lot, or I say and then you got to like cut all that out, and you're like, man, I saw this other channel that has this cool stuff, and I want to do stuff like them, and then you don't realize that it's pretty crazy. But no, definitely editing,
yeah, definitely editing, cutting out all of the pauses and all the and things like that. So that's been the hardest part. The easiest part has been flying the drone,
so your channel is obviously a Mavic Pro channel. But I tend towards the smaller drones. I'm more of a smaller drone person. So what are your thoughts on the Air versus the Pro?
Well, I like them both for different reasons. I think I really like the Air when I want to fly fast, like when I want to get that really quick, almost feel like I'm flying a racing drone sometimes. And then, I always gravitate towards the Mavic Pro just because I feel more comfortable with it. Maybe that's because it was my first drone and I'm kind of used to flying the Mavic Pro, but the Mavic Air is definitely more zippy, and it's a little more exciting to fly. But I feel like I have more control with the Mavic Pro, and maybe that's just because I haven't flown the Mavic Air enough yet. But I do like the Mavic Pro a little bit better. So
does it help? Does the bigger drone help out with the cold weather you guys are having up there?
I don't think it makes any difference, but I haven't had any trouble with either. Well, the Mavic Pro did have trouble at first, when he first lifted off with the shaking, but that's gone.
Oh yeah.
There's no issues now with it. So yeah, they both fly great in the cold weather. So
that's awesome. No, so I'm in the southern United States. 51 Drones is in the northern part of the United States. We have vastly different. If you check out our channels for flying, especially like right now, you'll probably see a lot more cold weather flying things for him, because for us today it was like 50 degrees. I think it's actually supposed to be like 60 degrees tomorrow. So we have it a little better. We have it a little better down here until the blistering summer when nobody ever wants to be outside because of how terrible it is. So we've talked about drones. Let's get to some of the top tech stories of the week. There's some that happened last week that I don't think we're going to get to because I missed them. We missed the boat. So Facebook. Basically is imploding over the last couple of days. What are your guys' comments on that? Because I started Facebook back when Facebook was called the Facebook, and it was at like 6 or 7 schools, and Ohio State just happened to go Bucks, by the way. Ohio State just happened to be one of the 7 schools that it was part of. So I ended up joining the Facebook. You had like a picture, you could join groups, but I feel like it's turned into this weird mass of everybody's it's like all the information of everybody in the world is like in this one website, and it's kind of weird. And then news like this week where apps just have all sorts of access to everybody's stuff. It's kind of freaky. And I don't know, 51 Drones, what is your thought on like the Facebook craziness?
Well, since I've been doing a lot more YouTube, I actually don't go on Facebook as much anymore. I think we started Facebook when I had my first child. And that was 10 years ago. And you know, you want to share everything. You want to show everybody, you know, your baby, and you know, every first step and every first thing, and then it kind of grew into, you know, everyone's doing Facebook, so you know, you got to do it too. And now I'm at the point, well, you know, now I'm realizing that all that information that I was putting out there, all those photos and all that video and all that stuff, is for anyone and everyone to get a hold of. And so, you know, we've kind of backed off a little bit as far as what we post and how often we post on Facebook. We're a little more, you know, conscientious of what's going on there, because you always have that in the back of your mind now. Is that, you know, should I post that? Is that something in the future that I want people to see? And so, you know, definitely it's at the forefront now of everyone's mind of, you know, information is free for anybody right now. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a, yeah, it's because, you know, I kind of grew up, you know, technically I'm a millennial, and like a lot of the comments give me crap about that. But so I grew up with all this technology stuff. So I feel like we're at an age where everybody has kind of just accepted this lack of privacy when it comes to like your online things. Like, I mean, currently we're on the internet right now, like talking, right. And you know, this will be, you know, however long YouTube servers are up, our videos will be there. So I feel like part of it is normal, but I guess I don't, when I download an app and it says, hey, we need all of these permissions, I don't actually like check to see like right. what all of this does. And when
I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, it's just like reading the terms of service, and like, I don't know, you're playing a video game or you install the new DJI Go update, and it's like, here's your terms of service you need to read. Click accept, right. And it takes forever to get to that. Donovan Hornbeck, I am 35, by the way. Or no, I'm 30. Wait, no, I'm 34. I will be 35. I will be 35. It takes sometimes as you get older, you just kind of like, oh, whatever. You know, you don't even think about it. It's just something that okay, 30. Yes, I was born in 1983. But yeah, so there's actually on Twitter today, I noticed that there's a trending hashtag called Delete Facebook. I guess Elon Musk deleted all of his companies like SpaceX and Tesla. He deleted their Facebook pages. A lot of people, all of the, I don't want to say like the YouTube community, if you follow a lot of them on Twitter, they're all like deleting Facebook. And I guess I've considered, so the Everyday Dad's not a very big presence on Facebook. We have a page. I don't know how much longer it's going to be around. I never really use it because Facebook, beyond the privacy concerns, my personal Facebook has turned into like this crazy area of like crazy people. You don't realize how crazy somebody is until you're like, oh yeah, I'll be your friend on Facebook, and then they're, oh hey, you're actually insane. So
that's right.
I haven't been on it myself, but we've been considering, because like we take pictures, share them with the family. But now you don't know who they're going to, so we take pictures of our kid, and so stuff like that. So delete Facebook, hashtag trending. I may consider that, because it's no real loss for the Everyday Dad or for the channel here, because there's like some videos from like July. So we may be getting past Facebook. But on past the social media stuff, so some actual drone stuff that I'm pretty excited about. Did you see the DJI Enterprise, the live keynote they're doing this week? I think it's on March 28th.
Yeah, with the commercial side of things.
Yeah, any thoughts? Any thoughts on what they might be showing?
Well, what I was wondering is, you know, I saw that they signed a deal with Komatsu and some other company, I can't remember what it was, but you know, 1,000 commercial drones to Komatsu. So I don't know if that's part of what they're going to announce, but they kind of already announced that, so maybe not. Maybe it'll be something else. But
that's a huge amount of drones. Like, yeah, 1,000 drones. Like what?
1,000 commercials. So I'm thinking like the Matrice 100s, maybe. So you're talking about 1,000, you know, $25,000 drones or whatever. But you know, they're looking at site mapping. You know, they can do 3D site mapping with a drone in a fraction of the time that they used to. So I'm sure it's a time saver for them.
Absolutely. And then they've got that, what's the one that came out a couple, maybe it was around the CES timeframe, like the Phantom 4 with like the extra module on top of it. Well, I forget what that was called, but maybe they'll officially announce that. But yeah, very excited. Anytime, there's no company right now that when they give a keynote, I'm like, I have got to watch it all because they know how to put on a show.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I'm always impressed. The two that they've really got me on was the Spark. They got me to sit down and watch the Spark's keynote the whole way through, and they did the same thing with the Mavic Air. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what I'm not even going to buy a commercial drone. I don't need to like transport goods or services. I don't need to like, I don't know, map anything. I wish Thomas Gerdes was here. He actually he does that for his company. He does like mapping and what's surveying, stuff like that. So that's
nice.
His stuff it's wild. Like the way that like the 3D model comes out is just like I say this all the time. The future is now. Like the stuff that is going on is just
for sure.
It's just nuts. It's just nuts. Mark Nichols, the Phantom 5. I don't think they're going to announce any of the consumer stuff. So you know, whatever Twitter says about the Mavic Pro 2 or about the Phantom 5, I don't think we're going to hear anything about that. I mean, there's no reason for them to. They just released a brand new drone. I wouldn't think they would want to compete with themselves. So like right now, like they're still. Can you even get one of the red Phantom or the red Mavic Airs? Like you order and it shows up yet, or is it still back ordered? I think they're still back ordered. So I really don't think that they would start moving on that so far. But yeah, so if they're gonna announce a Mavic Pro 2 or a Phantom 5, what would you like to see?
Me personally, I don't know. I think I like the portability of the Mavic Pro, but the Phantom 5 has always been interesting to me because just because of the massive, you know, amount of things that you could do with it. And it's just that the price is also going to be massive too.
It's going to be rough.
You know, I don't think I'll ever get there. Maybe someday. You know, maybe by the time they release the Phantom 10, I'll be able to afford it. But you know, hey, if y'all want to subscribe to my channel, that'll help a little bit. But,
you guys should absolutely. There's a link to 51 Drones in the description. You should 100% subscribe to his channel. Thanks.
But you know, the Mavic Pro 2. You know, everyone's talking about it. I think we can all agree that. That Asta Levy kind of stuck his foot in his mouth. I don't know how much credibility he has anymore, but
I was gonna bring that up here in a second, but go ahead. If for those that don't know who you're talking about, who are you talking about?
Well, Asta Levy has kind of been making the predictions. You know, he made the predictions about a lot of different drones, and his latest one was on the Mavic Pro 2, and he put out some drawings, you know, some sketches, and then he posted a picture that said, could this possibly be the next Mavic Pro 2? And it turns out that it was someone else's Mavic Pro, just with I don't know, it was a sticker or something on the front of it. And,
I think
he was totally busted. And that one picture, you know, by stealing that one picture and posting that ruined all of his credibility. Now, you know, does he still, you know, have some inside information? Maybe. But even if he does, no one's going to believe anything he says from now on. So I don't know.
Yeah, I always felt, I mean, I don't know the guy personally. Maybe he works for DJI. Maybe he's got like an engineer friend.
Sure.
I always felt bad for him. I just didn't like that the internet, like, maybe he made some really good guesses about the Mavic Air, so he became the authority. And then I think everybody, like, if you follow, I do follow him on Twitter. I like to see his updates because the guy's a pretty good drawer. Actually, I mean, he makes pretty good drawings. Yeah, and I like to follow him. But every time he posts something like, hey, I did this drawing about something not related to drones. There's 30 comments of, what's up with the Mavic 2? What's up with the Mavic 2? Where's the Mavic 2? So I do feel bad for the guy. I could assume that when people just won't leave you alone about it, maybe that's why he was like, hey, let's you know, let's trick everybody out. I mean, you should never, and when I say you, I mean like the royal, all of us. We should never just have like one source that we put all of our faith in. So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I was definitely going to bring that up because that was not, people were not happy when he said, nope, it was fake. This is actually just a Mavic Pro 1. That was a nuts like Twitter stream, and it was pretty funny because normally, and one of the things that I like about the drone community here on YouTube, on Twitter, is everybody's very like level-headed. There's not a lot of drama. It's all pretty even keeled. Everybody's like great. I've enjoyed interacting with everybody in the drone community, but that's just like the one button that nobody, like, you can't mess with that button or people will get very angry. And I feel like he definitely stepped in it. He definitely stepped in it on that one. All right, so one other cool drone news thing that I found out this week from the Pensacola News Journal. Apparently, they have had a rash of, they won't say where, but a lot of consumer-level drones have been dropping stuff off in prisons. Just like, just flying overhead, dropping off cell phones, dropping off, like, contraband stuff. That's some wild stuff to me. Like, drones are awesome. I love almost everything about drones. There's some things about drones that drive me crazy, but just, come on, guys. Can you not do that? Like, we already have enough of, like, trying to be able to fly the drones in, like, a regular place without people being like, drones are crazy, they're taking over the world. And then we do things like, hey, we're going to use our drone and we're going to drop some contraband, like, at a jail.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't help, things like that. But, yeah, it's, as fast as drones are growing, there's going to be a lot more of that. I think we're going to see some regulations that result from some of the behaviors from some people, and there should be, there certainly should be, some rules that need to apply, because, like, I think the last statistic that I read is by 2020 there's going to be 4 times as many consumer drones as we have right now. So that's in 2 years, it's going to quadruple, and so there's going to be a lot of people out there flying, and a lot of people like myself that are still relatively new to it, that that they're probably going to do things that we probably shouldn't. And so, that's kind of on the far end of the spectrum, dropping contraband, but there's also going to be the other end of the spectrum. And so, with this rapid growth, we're going to see a lot of rules coming about, I think, in the next couple of years. So.
Oh yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, at some point, I know the FAA just very recently, I think in February or March, just had a symposium, like, bringing everybody together to talk. They brought industry experts. They brought the FAA. They brought personal drones. They're currently running their pilot program to try to bring in, like, enterprises that want to use drones, commercial pilots, hobbyists, lawmakers. They're trying to bring everybody in to kind of figure this thing out, because like you said, the amount of drones in the sky is only going to get more and more and more. It's not going to drop off. It is, I mean, and they're just, I think part of it is it's fun, it's relatively harmless, but at the same time, it could be incredibly dangerous in the wrong hands, or somebody that just doesn't know what they're doing, or they don't take the time to learn the laws, or they just, the everyday dad just shows up to Best Buy one day and is like, man, what is that flying thing? I want to get one of those, and then I'm going to take it out to my house, and my house just happens to be next to the airport, and I have no idea why a bunch of crazy, law enforcement officers are now, like, messing with me. So, no, I hope a lot of good stuff comes out of the FAA. The FAA, they can, like, so anything in government, right? Well, I believe they're understaffed for what they're trying to do. And because they do what, like, commercial airspace, which one of the amazing things of the world is just the United States airspace, that it works at all with the amount of airplanes that go in and out of it. So I don't know that drones are, like, the highest priority of theirs, but I'm assuming that it's just going to keep going up as there continues to be problems. There continues to be, I don't want to say, I'm hesitant to say the word, I'm trying to think how to say it, but there continues to be problems, people not following the rules, and at some point, I hope that they're able to figure out, everybody's able to come together to a certain set of rules that says, okay, here's a drone, here's, we all know when a car is acting out, when a car is being used illegally, we all kind of know. Maybe the speed limit's a little different, but we can tell when somebody's, drunk driving, or we can tell when somebody's distracted driving, or we know what the speed limit is. Even, like, people that don't really use cars kind of know all that stuff. I bet if I went to ask my kid, like, is this car driving correctly, or is he not driving correctly, I'm sure he'd be able to figure that out. And I think once we get to that point in drones, when everybody kind of has a shared understanding of, okay, here's what right looks like, I think that's where, here's hoping that we get that. And Thomas Gerardis, what's up? We were just talking about you not too long ago in your mapping stuff. But yeah, so I hope they're able to figure it out, and that we don't end up that they don't swing, because the regulations and rules are always a pendulum that swings, and I feel like it only takes a few, because people are so, drones can be such a hot button issue. Like what, a few weeks ago where there was that like quadcopter, the race quad that was over top of that jetliner.
Yeah.
And I mean, the news lit fire of drones are dangerous and they're terrible. So long as we're able to mitigate those guys, and
that's what's going to happen is it's like the Overton window effect. It's going to be like, leading towards, we need to regulate, and then an airliner is going to crash into a drone, and then it's going to be, a poop storm, and the rules are just going to blow up. And so, yeah, I don't know. I hope it never happens. But with that many drones out there, the risk is definitely going to go up.
Absolutely. Okay. So how long? We've been going for about 30 minutes now. I've got a couple fun questions for you, and then we'll open it up to the chat to see if anybody in the chat, if you have a question for the Everyday Dad or for 51 Drones, we'll leave that up for just a second. And then I've got, we'll say goodbye to 51 Drones here in maybe like 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll do some closeout stuff so we can, continue on having a great time. So so let's say you end the live stream, you end the live stream tomorrow, you're doing whatever, and you win $10 million. You win the lottery for $10 million. What do you do like Monday morning?
Oh my gosh. Well, Monday morning, I guess I would find a lawyer first thing. But call my family and just let them know what's going on, and tell them to keep it quiet for a while. And then I would probably sit down with my wife and figure out what we would do with it, with the money. The first thing definitely we would, give, we would tithe. We would give a portion, at least 20% of it away. And we just have to figure out who that would be. And then we'd, put probably another 20% away for our children. And then the rest of it, we would just go have some fun. I don't know.
A gold-plated Mavic, maybe?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, solid gold Mavic. But I would, boy, that's an interesting question. But yeah, I would definitely go see the world. I mean, that's on the bucket list, to do some traveling. But I would want to make sure that my family was taken care of, for sure. That would be the first thing. Absolutely.
And then, what is your favorite 90s song? Your favorite song from the 90s?
Oh my gosh. Boy, I don't know. Something from Def Leppard, I would say, would be at the top of the list. Def Leppard, or, I was a classic rock kind of guy, in the 90s. God, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. I'll maybe bring that up before we end the live stream.
Okay, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you on that one.
All right.
So on a not more serious note, but on a more like regular note. So what's next up for 51 Drones? What's something that you want to promote today?
Well, as far as my channel, I am thinking about doing live streaming. You're kind of motivating me to do it.
It's really it's such a good time.
Because if you could figure it out, I could figure it out. So
hey, I see what you did there.
But no, I think it's fun. I think it's a way to communicate with your viewers and just visit and answer questions, and it gives you more contact, and you can kind of see what your viewers want to get out of your channel. Why are they there? What brings them to you? What draws them to you? And so I think it's definitely going to happen in the next month, or so. And then as far as my videos, I'm going to try to concentrate more on, it seems that people respond more to the actual testing and the tutorials and the technical part of it. I do like the creative part of it, like the Peter McKinnon and the Casey Neistat type vlog type stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it seems that people kind of like that a little bit, but they really come to you for information and tutorials and learn how to do stuff and learn it from someone's perspective that is kind of where they're starting. This guy started a year ago. This is what he went through, and so I think that's you know, I'm going to try to focus more on that. You know, I'll still try some of that creative stuff, but definitely give the people, you know, what they're looking for. So
absolutely. Absolutely. No, that sounds awesome. And again, everybody, if you have not yet, 51 Drones, link to his channel is in the description. You should 100% go over there and subscribe to him. His channel's awesome, legitimately awesome. And
thank you very much.
No, it's so another one of the good things about being in the community here, like the drone. I don't consider myself fully in the drone community. Not like my channel's not only about drones. I just like gear in general, but one of the best parts about interacting with the drone community is that everybody's so great. So it's easy to say good things about good people, and I've had nothing but positive interactions in the area. So really great stuff.
Yeah, me too. There's some pretty fun guys out there, you know, fun to watch and fun to learn from them as well. So yeah, it's great. I've met quite a few people, and I never expected that either. And so I've been visiting with people, you know, Instagram and through emails and things like that. So it's definitely an interactive and a very positive community. And so that's another thing that keeps me drawn to it. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, have you thought of that 90s? Have you thought of that 90s jam yet?
No, I don't think. I'll just say anything.
It's chasing waterfalls. If you can't think of anything, it's chasing waterfalls.
Okay.
Right. Well, thanks for coming out. We really appreciate having you. We will definitely try to have you on again. And if you do start live streaming, you know, I'll help you out as best I can. It has been like I've got a mass of cables in front of me right now that hopefully we'll be able to help you out with.
You will. I'll say it right here. You will be my first guest if I ever have a guest on there.
Well, hey, I appreciate it very much.
All right.
All right, man. Hey, have a great night, and thanks for coming on again.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Let's see here. Hold on. I need to do something over here first. There we go. And okay. Well, everybody, that, you know, first ever live guest on the Everyday Dad, Saturday Night Tech. Great time. Next week, we're hopefully going to have Des Fit on. He's going to try to come on. And then the week after that, we're going to have Ken Herron. Ken Herron will be joining us here in a couple weeks. So pretty exciting stuff. I do want to make live streaming more of a focal point of the channel. I really, really enjoy the streaming aspect of this. So I haven't had a chance to really check out the comments yet. That's one of the bad things about making this more of a show is I haven't had a chance to check out the comments. So if you guys have questions or anything, you know, you can leave them, now. And I'm looking right at them, right? Pub06, best Bluetooth speaker under $20. Amazon Basics is a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Ken is hilarious. He's a very funny guy. Oh yes. And Bill Utah. Thank you. So we talked about it earlier, in 3 weeks. Well, in 2 weeks, next week will be the last stream on YouTube. We're going to be moving to Twitch. The video itself, I'm recording this one. It will eventually go back. I'll upload it on YouTube as a high quality thing. But for the live thing itself, it will be on Twitch. Here, I will type it. It's in the description, but here, I'm typing it into the .tv/tech. So go ahead and follow me there, and you'll be able to watch all the awesome stuff. So Twitch, the reason I want to move to Twitch is it gives a lot more. Whoop, hold on. Droning About Northwest. Love both of your channels. Keep it up, guys. Well, hey, thanks very much. I really appreciate that. So there's a lot more stuff that it gives you guys the ability to do on Twitch. It gives me more control, like over the chat and over the stream itself. YouTube does a lot of weird stuff with streams. And like to answer, so here's a very big concern of mine. William Kelly, how am I going to get your followers to move to Twitch? I think we're going to lose some. You know, my audience is on YouTube. The live stream goes out to everybody on YouTube. If we move to Twitch, we're probably going to lose, you know, hopefully not all of you guys. I would hope that you guys would go follow me on Twitch, and it'll be the same time, the same place. But I think it's worth it in that the control I could get over the stream and Twitch is more than we can get here. And there's more tools and more dashboards and more everything. And I'm able to take the stream itself and turn it into a more like interactive thing. So there's like chat bots and moderate. There's just the structure of the Twitch stream is more than the structure of the YouTube stream, unfortunately. And also, Bill Utah's keeping me on track today. I appreciate that, Bill. Twitter. If you want to interact with me, or you're like, hey, we want to know what's going on in the channel, Twitter's the way to get a hold of me. I'm basically on Twitter like all the time. Day_dad. Hold on, I'm typing it in right now. And I heard some concerns about the audio earlier. Hopefully we were able to fix the audio. Had some last minute issues as we're going live. One of the things about live streaming is audio is such a thing. Yo boy, Veggie Burger, I'm an amazing man. Well, thanks so much. Rick Halber, any advice on 360 cameras to get? Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I have a 360 camera right here that I'm checking out. It's called the Insta360. They actually sent me this to review, and the Wednesday video this week will, my mic, oh yeah, it's probably, hold on. Okay, let's try something real quick. Hopefully the internet does not explode. There we go. Okay, now I'm monitoring where I normally monitor. I don't have to monitor other stuff too. So let me turn down the gain on this one a little bit. There we go. So we're not peaking because peaking makes it bad. So yeah, this is the Insta360. This is my next 360 camera I'm going to try out. There's a lot of neat things. I was trying this out today. It does a lot of the stuff that like the GoPro said they would do. I guess the Fusion does it now with the smart capture, but you like record. You just keep this in a stationary spot and you record, and then afterwards you can frame it into a 1080p shot. It's really awesome. Super awesome. Andy Powers, YouTube should be nervous you are not alone in leaving for Twitch. I know. I actually was planning on doing this Twitch thing like weeks ago, and then in the last few the last week, the internet blew up over I've watched his Twitch a little bit. His name's @Ninja. He's probably got 150,000 people while he's twitching right now. Like, the guy's he seems like a great guy, super positive, super awesome. But then everybody saw that like Drake, the musician, was playing with him, and like the internet exploded about it. But then like I feel like a lot of the YouTubers that are just in it to make their careers, and I don't fault anybody. You know, you make your career, you feed your family, however you have to do that. I'm not one to judge anybody. But I feel like the people that treat YouTube as a party have all like jumped ship for Twitch. And I'm very excited. So if you want to like interact more, I've been streaming almost every day. So I've been streaming the editing of the videos. When the video's released, we have like a nice chill, like just relaxing, like hangout stream. So if you really want to see a lot of streaming, check out there. But like I said, this is going to turn into like a talk show, just a show that we can. It's also going to be. I'm really excited about all the stuff that we're doing with the channel. So the streaming is going to start, like I said, is going to be a more focal point. So this is going to turn into a podcast, actually. So this will be out as a podcast tomorrow for people that want to be able to watch, but like, hey, they can't come to the live stream. They can't really watch because they're at work. They want to be able to watch to and from their car. So there's going to be a Saturday Night Tech podcast that will be out. I think I'll be able to get that out tomorrow because I'm recording this. I'll pull out the audio, put it on a podcast, and we'll go there. What do I got? Rick Halber, I've been watching your Twitch, just not into gaming, but I'll be there for your live show. Yeah, and it's different. That's one of the great things about Twitch is Twitch is there for gaming somewhat, but they've opened up like a lot of there's like an in real life category where you can just like, hey, I'm here at the grocery store, look at me twitching, or I'm doing this awesome thing, check me out twitching. But there's a new thing called creativity, and that's the category for like the editing the videos, and the what's the other one? Talk shows. Talk shows is the other one. So there's a lot of categories now, and I already said it like 3 times, but I really like the functionality of Twitch so much more than the functionality of YouTube. As somebody that's been streaming for like 6 months now, we've been doing the Saturday stream for what, like 6 months about, right? I think has it been that long? But yeah, we've been doing this for a long time. And I've been streaming on Twitch for like a week. I already like it better. I already like streaming there better. Per Gunnar Erickson, Twitch is Amazon. It's all among friends. Yeah, that's one of the things. So Facebook has its streaming thing. Google has its streaming thing. YouTube. Amazon has its streaming thing with Twitch. But they're all owned by somebody. And I guess at least with Amazon, I use them all the time. Like, I don't know what life was like before Amazon Prime. Sean Page, that 360 looks compact enough to hang off the bottom of my Inspire 2. I bet you it's compact enough to hang off the bottom of my Mavic Air. We're going to give that a shot. I like this little, it comes with this little like case to like protect the lens. Now, they sent this to me because they said this is an action camera. So this is going to get strapped to the motorcycle and the mountain bike tomorrow. and we're gonna beat the crap out of this thing and see how it goes. And then eventually this will be part of the giveaways too. Oh, speaking of the giveaways, so the way we're gonna do the giveaways, we were doing it like a picture on Instagram. It's gonna move to Twitter because I just have not. So one of the things, having a full-time job, trying to manage a YouTube channel, and all those other things. I'm trying to figure out where I want to focus my attention, and where I do not want to focus my attention. Instagram is turning into one of those places where I do not want to focus my attention, just because I don't have time to make very nice photos all the time. I think Instagram is just going to go to like, hey, I took this cool quick shot. That's what's going to go on Instagram. So the giveaways are going to start being on Twitter. So again, follow me on Twitter if you want to see the giveaways. And the way we normally do giveaways is after the live stream, I'll post a picture of what's being given away. You just follow me on Twitter, and then you leave like a comment, you know, something about the channel that you like, something that you wish the channel would do, something cool, you know, a cool video idea. Leave that in the comment, and then when we do our first official Twitch stream for Saturday Night Tech, we will take everybody's name, we'll do a randomizer, and that is who will be the winner. Please kick up the audio bit, jumping up and down. Hold up. Okay, so it was up, now it's down. Let's bring it up just a little bit. Now that I'm actually monitoring it, it should be a little bit. It should be a little bit better. Yeah, it's one of the things about carotid microphones is you can't. The closer you are, it's like when you get to it, you get to it, and then when you go away from it, you go away from it, and there we go. That should be much better. Ooh, that's way too loud for my. Wait, oh, you stay there. You go down. There we go. It's a balance. It's a balance. I'm definitely, one of the things that's awesome about it, you can't see it, but I've got this mixer in front of me, and I've been trying to do all the audio stuff manually, because once you get it right, and it's awesome, and I really like it. But sometimes it's a lot when you got two computers and the mixer and the phone, and you're trying to not get parched, so you drink your cheapo Diet Coke. Mark Catardo, make sure your username is the same across platforms for giveaway. It's roughly the same. It's some variation of Everyday Dad, the Everyday Dad. Yeah, and it's way easier when the Everyday Wife is here to help out. Len Gordon, do I still recommend the Yeelight as a good action camera? I 100% still recommend the Yeelight. And so Monday's video is going to be a comparison between the Yeelight and the Ye Discovery. I mean, I have a really strong feeling that the Yeelight is going to win over the Ye Discovery, because how do you not have a tripod mount on a camera? How do you not send a camera with a way to mount it? Like, I'm still angry about that. Yeah, that's so frustrating. But yeah, my name's relatively the same. The only one where it's drastically different is on Twitter, where it's every_daydad. And yes, Bill Utah brings up a good point. So the laptop we're currently using right now, so we got the MacBook up over here. I've got a Windows laptop for like the streaming stuff, but so apparently there's a problem with mine where if I touch the screen and like wiggle it at all, it crashes. Thomas Gertis and I found that out like, what, 3 times yesterday when my Twitch stream kept crashing because the computer kept crashing. And it's because the thing's broken. So we got to get a new computer. This one's going back. I've actually been like looking at it nervously the whole time. And I'm like, okay, don't look at it too strangely. It might crash. It might crash. Well, yeah, Mark Catardo, the way it'll work is when you just leave your name, when you do that, we'll ask everybody, hey, we've been doing it like we've been doing it this way on Instagram the whole time. It's the same thing, just moving over to to Twitter. Steve Carpenter, I'm unboxing the E4 Plus as you're broadcasting. Man, I still have got to get one of those. You got to let me know how it is. I've wanted to get, I keep thinking about getting one, but I've got the Sony FDR X3000. I've got the GoPro Hero 6. I don't need another good action camera. And so here's an idea. Since I've got like the core of the subscriber base here, the core of the audience here, here's a question. So I'm thinking about starting a new series, kind of like reviewing the cheapest, but it's called like critiquing crap. So something that, you know, when I search for stuff for like to review for the channel, I look and I see like a whole bunch of like crap stuff, but some of it's like really popular on like Amazon or on BH Photo, and it looks like garbage stuff. But I think if I can make like a video series a video series saying, hey, here, this is very popular, and it's well, maybe it may not be cheap, but it's crap, and you should stay away from it, and here's the reasons why. Would you guys watch that? Is that like a good, I feel like reviewing the cheapest is like, hey, here's some cool stuff you can find for a good price. But the others, it would be like the mirror series to that, like, hey, this is a good deal, but it's a terrible item, and you should avoid it. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I've been kicking around the idea of starting that as a series too. Thomas Garrett has had his fingers crossed the computer wouldn't crash. Yeah, I'm trying not to breathe too heavily in this direction, because even when I was setting up the stuff for the live stream at 7 today, it crashed again on its own. So it just has to make it another 8 minutes to get us through today. It just has to get us through today, and we'll be good. Let's see if we can get the music going. I want to see about the music. Just the crap or treasure. That's a good name for it. Yeah, the Yi Light, especially when you can find it on a deal, it's amazing. It should be amazing. Andy Powers, where would you find the podcast? I think so. I'm going to use an app called Anchor, where you can. It's just a thing you download on your phone. But I can take my audio, tear it off of the video, put it on that, upload it, and then it should upload Saturday Night Tech to Apple, to like all the major podcast things. I don't know yet. I haven't tried it yet, but it should. The way the app's telling me is it will display it to all of those places. So yeah. And if you guys have any ideas where you're like, man, I bought this thing, it looked great, the reviews were great, it was really popular, but it was terrible. If you guys have any of those items, shoot me a DM or a tweet or something, and I'll check those out, because the more I think about it, the more good I think it could do. Because like, it's easy to say great things about stuff. Hey, you know, I'm trying to convince you that this action camera is awesome, it's great. But if it's terrible, and I'm like, okay, I've had a few reviews now where I'm like, maybe you shouldn't go for this one, but I think since there's just the market is so saturated with everything, whether it's action cameras, drones, gimbals, I think there needs to be somebody out there that's like, okay, I tried this, it's terrible. Whoop, I just hit the microphone. Don't get it. Don't get it. Yep. It uses a lot of the space on 4K 30. Oh yeah. We got this broken drone from China. Yeah, I know, right? Bill Utah question, what size SD cards do you recommend for the Yi Light? Well, I don't use anything under 64 gigabytes, and that's not me being like well, I'm a YouTuber, I only do 64 gigabytes of video because, you know, I know what I'm doing. I just hate changing out. I hate changing out SD cards, and nothing upsets me more than when I get to somewhere and I start recording and it's like, your SD card is full. So for action cameras, bare minimum, 64 gigabytes. If I'm doing 4K a lot, I do at least 128 gigabytes. Whoop, I just dropped my 128 gigabyte SD card. But 64, bare minimum. Bare minimum. I don't know how much time that ends up being, but it's just like battery life. I don't track battery life too much until it's like, well, I'm changing my battery all the time, or the drones, oh, we're out of battery again. We're out of battery again. Same thing with SD cards. You always got to have more SD cards and more batteries. You'd have to Google how much time that ends up being. Rick Halber, voice command works very well on the E4K Plus. Yeah, I need to try the voice command. So I always disable the voice commands on my GoPro, because when I first started the channel, I did a lot of like moto vlogging. Like I'd ride around on my motorcycle and do recording stuff, and it was a lot of fun. But there's the way you know, motorcycle channels are, you either got to wreck or you got to be crazy or you got to do illegal stuff to be popular. So I never really ended up using it too much, but I had the voice commands on. Anytime I'd be like talking to everybody, if I said like stop, or I said like GoPro, or I said something, it would just stop recording. And you're riding a motorcycle, you hear the, you don't exactly hear the beep, 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 or you don't realize it stops recording until you're like, man, I just got a good 2 hours of filming in. Oh, there's no footage. Hooray. Hooray. Next question. Recommend how many batteries for the Yi Light and which one? So for any gear, like I said, 64 gigabytes of memory, and I always have 3 batteries. Always have 3, because one's always at least half full. The Sony a6300, I carry 4 because it chews through batteries. This thing is currently plugged into a dummy battery, which is plugged into the wall, or we'd be going through at least 2 batteries for the live stream. For action cameras, I always carry 3. I always carry 3. Travis McPee, what's up, man? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, I always batteries and SD cards. Batteries and SD cards. T9 Dragon, I don't even think you're here at the live stream. You're probably just subscribing from another video, but thank you for subscribing to the channel. I think it just for this thing I've got on the live stream, I think anybody that subscribes, it just like pops up. I think we've had what, like 13 people subscribe while we've had the thing. And yeah, for drones, I only have 3 per each drone, but you definitely need more. Travis McP, man, this setup looks awesome. Well, hey, thanks, I really appreciate that. We've definitely, the live stream is, like I was saying this earlier, the live stream is what I want the channel. I want to focus on live, because I enjoy doing it more. I feel refreshed and energized by doing live. Sometimes when I'm making like a video, I'm like, oh, I'm making this video again. Or as who was with me, Nathan Powell was watching when I was editing Friday's video. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I'm editing the video and I'm like, oh, I'm falling asleep right now. I wish, live stuff is more energetic. I have more fun doing it. I think there's ways to make it more exciting that I'm trying to figure out. So yeah, live stream is something I'm really, really focusing on. I just love doing it. I love doing it. It's so great. Ronald-esque question. I have the GoPro Hero 6. What do you think the market is like to sell my Hero 4 Black with LCD in great condition? I would check out eBay. I mean, there's a market for everything out there. Just check eBay. I'm sure it's really easy to move it on eBay. 51 drones as long as you have enough tape on the green screen. I know, right? I know. So I actually, do I have it? I don't have it over here, but I was using blue painter's tape, but I use green painter's tape now. And green painter's tape means you don't have to, you won't see it as much. Actually, I got to tear all this stuff down because we're trying to sell our house here pretty soon. And I'm pretty sure if they take pictures of like this crazy setup with like gray paper taped on the wall and green paper taped on the wall, they're gonna be like, what are these crazy people doing in here? Bill Utah, thanks for the answers. Apple iOS is only allows 99-cent increments. I saw that. I did a super chat to Ken Herron the other day, and I noticed iOS only let me do $4.99. That's pretty crazy. Hold on. Andy Wilcott going to England and Ireland in a few months. Which drone should I get? Well, I mean, it just any beginner drone is great. Like I just did a video on Friday about the first drone, like the Spark versus the Air. It really depends on what you need. But I think now I don't know. I've never flown in Great Britain drone wise, but I would just check their local laws before you spend like $1,000 on a drone setup and then you go to a place that doesn't let you fly, or if you don't have the proper clearances or whatever. So just before you buy a drone, just check on it. That's one of the so there's two major downfalls when it comes to drones. Some of them are really pricey, and not everybody lets you just fly off the drop of a hat. So just just check. But if you need more than 1080p 30 frames per second, or they're the same megapixel size. If you're doing video, maybe the Mavic Air, but if you're only taking pictures, definitely the Spark is great. Travis McP, did we decide? We don't get to decide where we're moving. The people I work for tell me where I'm gonna move. I get a like, hey, here's what I'd like to do, and then they're like, yeah, you're just gonna go do this, guy. Hey, guy, you're gonna go do this. So I think we're moving to the Virginia area. We just don't exactly know yet. But we're really excited. Not that I don't enjoy living in Georgia. I've lived in Georgia for almost 5 years. 5 of the last 8 years. It's just the summers here. I can't live with the summers here. I cannot live with the summers here. Wow, it has been an hour already. Okay. So, hey, was Jeff Baker or AC Vissanu here this time? I didn't see you guys. Maybe you were. We will not be doing. Oh, hold on. Before we cut everybody loose. I did want to say I forgot to do the new patron of the week. So if you support us on Patreon, we do a hold on. I can't click and talk at the same time. We do a thing here where we like to recognize the brand new patrons from the last week. And over the last week, I think we got a couple. Let's see here real quick. So I don't know if I said Casey Jones. I think he did it last week. So thanks to Casey Jones. He's a super awesome subscriber. Started on March 11th. James Wan, thank you also to you. March 11th. Then I thought there was one like, oh yes, and Ginny Mateus, thank you so much. March 24th. So also if you'd like to, we do the super chats, or if you would like to support us on Patreon, there's a link to that in the description below also. And to all the patrons, you guys seriously rock. What else is going on? So yes, so continue. We will do every day. I'm just, sometimes I talk, my mouth goes faster than my brain. So thanks everybody for coming out. Really great time. I so love doing this. I missed this so much last week. It's really great to be back, and we will be back next Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully, DesFit is another YouTuber, has a great channel about fitness gear and watches and stuff. He's gonna try. He's got some gear coming in this week. Hopefully, we will have him on. Hopefully, we will have him on next week, and the week after that, again, like I said, Ken Heron will be on. You can check us out. All the things I said below. If you okay. Officially 51 Drones is no longer, his favorite song from the 90s is no longer Chasing Waterfalls. It is Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places. I'm glad we were able to clear that up before that went on the podcast forever. Jonathan Maxwell, what's up, man? I'm sorry I didn't see you out there earlier. So thanks everybody for coming out. And again, we will, Sunday I don't do any kind of stream. Sunday is going to be a crazy filming and editing day. But the next stream we're going to do is Monday, after we release Reviewing the Cheapest at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will be live on Twitch if you just want to hang out and have a good time. So thanks everybody for coming out, and I will see you a whole bunch because, you know, we're the everyday family. So have a great night.